Excuse me.
That was one of the grossest displays I've ever seen in my entire life.
You're just a little jealous that you didn't do it.
I'm actually two little jellos stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat. So don't ever call me one little jello.
Noted. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 25 of Disney Channel Original Noobies. I'm Joanna.
I'm Sam, the co-host for the first 24 and now 25th episode.
It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this works out.
I haven't heard from you in a while.
It's been like a month.
We haven't talked since the last episode.
Yeah. Even though we're married, our audience should know that we don't talk to each other unless we're recording.
Yeah, exclusively during recording.
Yeah.
So we should probably talk about different... No, we'll just stick with the DCOM movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we really need to talk about.
I mean, marriage is working so far.
Yeah. We'll talk after.
All right. No, we won't.
That's true. We'll talk next podcast episode.
So first, I know it's been a long time since we have released an episode. Sorry, 3 listeners. We've had some adventures.
Yeah, we're not going to point any fingers, but... Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, we'll blame Obama and not me being sick for a long time.
Fault. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So anyway, back to business.
We're both wearing suits.
We are both wearing suits. I'm wearing a necktie and Sam is wearing a bow tie. It's pretty classy up in here.
And I'm wearing the powder blue suit from Dumb and Dumber. And Joanna's wearing the orange one, also from Dumb and Dumber.
Except with a necktie.
Right.
Oh, right. We're talking about a movie today.
Yeah.
That's not Dumb and Dumber.
Hey, guy, quick question for you.
What's your question?
What movie are you talking about?
We are going to talk about Phantom of the Megaplex.
Wow, that sounds like a great movie.
Released in the year 2000.
Also a good year.
It was a pretty good year.
Same year as like the last 10 or so movies we talked about.
Okay, maybe 10.
Guess what year movies, the next movie's going to be out in?
2000.
Yeah, also 2000.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, so Phantom of the Opera.
No, Phantom of the Megaplex.
Oh, right. My first line says Phantom of the Opera because that's how the movie opens.
That's true. Another movie that opens with a movie.
Yeah, that seems like there must be a lot of those. There's been at least 4, I would say.
Yes.
And then some with just movies.
The last movie was 2. My mom has a date with a vampire.
Also a scare. Is Phantom of the Opera scary? I've never seen it.
Is it scary? I guess it's I'd say it's a little creepy.
Is it creepy?
It's creepy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, and also before we start, so Joanna has gotten me a beer that has a flip top. I don't know what these are called.
A can?
Yeah,
It's a can of beer.
Sure. And she's gotten herself a bottle, so she can't do our thing.
Yeah, and also I already am like halfway done with my beer.
Here, just make the noise while I do it to mine, okay?
All right.
So on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Mine was so loud. And it like meowed at the end. That was so weird.
By a beer, Sam means that I got him a cat.
Yeah, it totally had a character for the
You're
cat,
welcome.
But, yeah. Well, Phantom of the Megaplex. Generally, it's about a guy named... Oh, and also, we watched this movie about a month ago.
Yeah.
So this is going to be quite an experience for us here. The main character's name is Pete. He has a younger brother and a younger sister. He is a divorced or widowed mother. I'm not really sure. A single mother taking care of.
Yes, a single mother.
Who's dating.
Yeah, good for her. It seems like she's been dating for a while.
And he works at a movie theater or a Megaplex.
And he's like the assistant manager or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty high up there. There's a general manager. I think he's next in line after the general manager. There's the owner and all that, but that's separate.
And
it's
you
a
know,
gigantic
good for
theater.
him for being 17 and having
he's
such a big responsibility.
Is he in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, this whole movie takes place in one night. One day.
I think 2. Like the first 10 minutes happens the day before.
Oh, maybe that's
I
what it
think.
was. You're right. Okay. So pretty much over a 24-hour
Yeah.
span, this entire movie. Just over 24 hours. So like you said, he's an assistant manager, and it focuses on his adventures at the movie theater along with his brother and sister, and then also his co-workers, who are named... Okay, let's try to do this without looking. Can you remember the nicknames for the characters? I'll say their first name, and you say their nickname, okay?
Okay.
Ricky.
Ricardo.
Terry.
Terrible.
Hillary.
Duff.
Mark.
Oh, hi.
Lacey.
Lawless.
Lacey Lawless. Wow, that's really grabbing into the grab bag there. Merle.
Merle?
Yeah, that's it. It's just Merle. You're right.
Okay. Nice.
And there's Mason.
Movie
Mason. Okay, so
Yeah.
you got one.
I just
right.
remember
Congrats.
all of them were alliterative.
So
I don't remember.
I'll go through them now. So there's Ricky Rules. There's Scary Terry. Hillary Honey. Question mark. This one I'm mad at you for not getting. Racy Lacey? Come on. You didn't remember Racy Lacey? She's really fast and runs around a lot. Clearly. Racy Lacey. Come on.
I apologize to all Lacey's who are racy.
Oh, the father did pass away because they talk about how he loved movies and they like reminisce about him.
Right, yeah.
So the dad
Yeah.
loved movies. So does, well, not really, I guess. Pete, who's the main character, he doesn't really like movies. He doesn't
I
really
think
care.
he just likes being at the movie theater,
He's
probably
being a
because of his
workaholic.
dad, and he's
Yeah,
a workaholic.
But the younger two siblings love movies.
A lot, especially the younger brother,
Right, that's Brian's the younger brother, and then
Karen.
Karen. Oh, she's such a
Such a
Karen.
Karen.
She's such a Karen in this movie. She's like 13 or so, and I think Brian's like 10 years old, if I had to guess.
Yeah, seems plausible.
Yeah, and the mom loves grammar for no reason at all. Not really sure why she like corrects the kids all the time when they're saying things.
It's her mom thing.
But it didn't come into. It didn't matter later on.
That's okay. It's a character quirk.
But
Well,
so-
I'm fine with it.
So be it. Pete's rival, kind of.
Let's say he's bully.
I don't think they're bullies. I don't know.
Donnie?
Yeah, Donnie.
Yeah, I would say that he was kind of a bully.
Maybe.
He was like making fun of Pete.
Well, it's Pete.
So?
Why wouldn't you make fun of him?
No one else made fun of Pete.
Yeah, but come on, it's his rival. They have a nice little budding rivalry going.
I don't know. He seemed more like a bully to me. And he like, I don't know, did whatever he did to the gumball machine and all the gumballs came out.
I don't think that was on purpose. But we'll get to the gumball machine. But I don't think that was on purpose.
I don't think it was on accident, though.
I do. I think those are mutually
Agree to
exclusive.
disagree.
And there's also a girl named Caitlin who Pete has a crush on. So those are really the general players here. There's also the owner of the theater, which I mentioned before, the GM. I don't remember the GM's name.
Is Sean McGibbon.
Sean, yes. And the owner is Niedermeyer. I don't know his first name. Something Niedermeyer.
Oscar Mayer Niedermeyer.
Eisenmeyer Niedermeyer. Yeah, it's very easy to pronounce his name. Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
They're watching the movie in the beginning, Phantom of the Opera, and then cut to the next day, basically. Pete and the
crew.
rest of the staff are there. And they're prepping for the big day. So what's going to happen is that there's going to be a showing of Midnight Mayhem, I think it's called.
Yes, it's a movie premiere.
Yeah. So like Hollywood stars are going to be at the movie premiere. They're going to have like a big red carpet. It's a big theater, so it could fit a lot of people there.
But first they're going to have like their regular movies. They're
Which is
not
bizarre.
shutting down
Yeah.
the theater.
So they're having a normal day, and then everyone's going to wear like tuxes and stuff.
Yeah, so
prepare
they
for
have
this
to have their
event.
regular, movies and then empty everything out and then
Move everyone in.
move everyone in for the premiere. Yeah.
At midnight. I don't know what time's that. Sometime late that night, but yeah. So they're preparing for this. The GM's freaking out. Sean, he's like, I don't know what we're going to do. There's so much to do. Nothing can go wrong. Like, my life's on the line. Same for all you guys. Oh, also, Pete, if you fuck up, I'm just going to blame you anyway, so don't worry about it. If anything goes wrong, it's your fault.
Yeah, and Pete's like, I'm 17. What?
Which is a fair response because, like you said, he's 17.
Yes, that is a fact.
Then there's Movie Mason, who we should probably get
Say
into.
is
Mickey Rooney.
yeah.
So he's a very...
He's not really an employee, though.
This movie came out 21 years ago, and he's still the oldest man in the world at the time.
That's correct.
Was he like 70?
I think he was older than 70.
Is he still
in this
alive?
movie. He died April 6th, 2014 at the age of 93.
Wow, so 7 years ago he died, about?
Yeah, according to IMDb.
Pretty good source.
I agree.
All right, well, glad we cleared that up. Yeah, so he doesn't work for the theater, but he's always there. Was it like a parent of his? Was it like a prior owner? It's not really clear.
I think it was I think they said it. I want to say
His grandmother?
it
It's
was
some
a
connection.
prior owner.
Maybe that's what it was. There's some
Yeah.
connection from him, but he's not an employee. But he goes there every single day.
just lives there.
Yeah, and he like greets people and whatever.
He's a volunteer
exactly
that Sean McGivern doesn't want.
right. Sean doesn't like him. Everyone else loves him. Sean's like, get out of here. We don't really need you.
Although, I mean, first, Sean didn't really need to be a dick to him because he was a dick.
Well, for no reason.
But I will say that he was right because he gave Movie Mason a chance and Movie Mason blew it.
Right. So Movie Mason comes back eventually because there's too many people waiting to get in. They don't have enough ticket takers. There's a lot of things go wrong during the night is the premise of this movie.
Yes.
So there's not enough people to take tickets to come in. So they let Movie Mason take tickets, and then he just becomes an absolute weirdo. And he's like, oh, don't go see that movie. It's terrible. You should see this movie instead. And people are like, we already know.
We want to see the movie we want to see.
this
Let
movie.
us in.
So he doesn't let them in. And that's when Sean's like,
You gotta bounce.
let's scram, buddy. And then we'll get to the gumball scene. So Pete's younger brother and sister are at the movies that night, and he's kind of like babysitting them while still working, and
Which is not stressful at all.
right. So the 13-year-old sister, what's her name again? I'm sorry.
Karen.
Oh, she's a Karen. She's acting like a Karen. She goes to see some children's movie.
With her younger brother.
Right, but she jets from that movie and goes see a scary movie with her friends.
And she has to dodge the cinema sitter, which is a fantastic job.
Have you heard of that before?
No, never.
It's like so bizarre how maybe it is other places, I don't know, but just an old woman that like stays with children during movies, I guess.
I mean, to me, it seemed like she would walk around and check on unattended children and just be like, are you okay? You should go back into your movie. Where are your parents?
See, I was thinking of it as in I want to drop my kid off for a movie, but they'll be by themselves. So I hire this movie sitter to just sit with the kid while they're watching the movie. But I think yours makes more sense.
See, I think yours makes more sense. But in the movie, what I said is what she actually did.
Right, because she's never in any theater. She's just roaming
just
the hallways
wandering
and has
around.
her own room.
Yeah. And she yells into the bathroom, honey, are you okay? Your sister's waiting.
Yeah, so in between all this, the kids, Karen and Brian, they are trying to get some candy and stuff like that, and Brian's incapable of getting the gumballs out. This is when Pete's rival comes over, who you don't like calling a rival, you say bully.
Donnie.
And he, like, tries to get the gumballs out for... And then he knows it's his brother and sister, I think.
It seems like it.
They know each other, the bully. Like, they're somehow close in some way. In a bad way, though. And he, like, tries to get the gumballs out, but he, like, rips the, like, silver cover
Yeah,
off
the cover
gumball
that
machine.
prevents all of the gumballs from falling out, he rips it off.
And then guess what happens when he rips the thing that stops the gumballs from falling out?
all the gumballs fall out.
Oh, all the gumballs fall out. So we got a
Yeah.
classic scene. All the gumballs fall out. Everyone's slipping on gumballs.
Instead of everyone staying still.
everyone runs and falls over
everyone
the gumballs.
like they're like, oh, there are gumballs over there. Let me try to run over them to get away from them.
Yes. And I got another
Mm-hmm.
trivia question for you here
Shoot.
about the movie. So hopefully you remember. What if you had a bunch of gumballs on the ground, what's the fastest and most effective way to clean up all those gumballs?
Well, of course, the answer is to a hockey stick out of a display
Yes.
and shoot all of the gumballs into the trash.
Yes. All the gumballs are on the ground.
Yeah.
Take slap shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the
correct.
absolute fastest and most
Easiest,
effective
fastest, 100%. There's no, I don't even know how else you'd even do it, to be honest.
Can't think of anything.
And then when you do that, everyone starts cheering for you and clapping.
Yeah, because you made all those great shots with the gumballs.
Oh, such great shots. Did you see those shots?
They were great.
They're fantastic shots.
Pizza Hero.
They said Pizza Hero, which sounds like a video game I'd play in like 4th grade.
I mean, I said Pete is a hero, but it did kind of sound like Pizza Hero.
Also, just 2 foods at an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. You want to get pizza tonight?
I want a hero.
All right, I'll have pizza. You have a hero. Pizza Hero night.
I don't use the word hero lightly, but I would love an eggplant hero tonight.
Best joke of all time.
Back to the movie. So he cleans it up with a hockey stick, and literally everyone it's like a story you would tell someone. Like, oh, I did all this, and everyone started cheering, gave me a standing ovation, except this happened. This actually happens in the movie.
Do you think that this movie is just Pete telling a story to his kids when he's older? And
It's
he's
like How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah. And he's like, this is one crazy night at the movie theater. Look at all these cool things I did.
Wait a second. Mm-hmm. Is this a How I Met Your Mother situation?
Yeah.
And the 2 kids in How I Met Your Mother
Are Pete's siblings?
are his kids. His future kids.
Pete's siblings are his future
No,
kids?
they're his kids.
Oh, okay.
Why would his siblings be his kids?
I thought you were referring to the...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was so confused.
In the it's Bob Saget, right? In How I Met Your Mother?
No idea.
You ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I like it.
I didn't watch it religiously.
Nice. Next thing to go wrong after the gumballs is the popcorn machine won't stop making popcorn.
Which doesn't seem like a problem at all.
But there's too much
popcorn. It seems like
popcorn.
they just weren't selling enough popcorn.
No, there's too much popcorn being made. It's being made too quickly. The corns are popping too fast.
So they should just shovel it all into bags and be like, hey, free popcorn.
Back when I was a kid, me and corn pop. Yeah, so what does Pete do to fix the situation?
He unplugs it.
He unplugs it and it stops.
Pete is the king of unplugging things.
Yeah, he's really good.
And stabbing things. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
And slap shotting things.
Slap shots, unplugging, and stabbing.
100%.
Those are Pete's strengths.
Next thing to go wrong, the projector's messing up in glimpses of Genevieve, which is pretty funny because we're only getting glimpses of Genevieve in the movie.
So
everyone's freaking out. Merle's up there. He's trying to fix things. His younger brother comes up. Not Merle's younger brother. Pete's younger brother comes up. And he's like, you know what? It's the revenge of the Phantom of the Megaplex. And he's sabotaging the big night.
Oh, we should back up. There's a Phantom of the Megaplex.
I think this is the first time it's mentioned. Oh, no, maybe the brother mixes it up at some point earlier than
I
that,
think
but
it's mentioned at the very beginning.
maybe that's what it
Because
was.
like the movie theater, I don't know, it burnt or it collapsed or something like that, and someone died in it. And they were saying like the person who died haunts the Megaplex.
Right. So the brother is a big proponent of thinking everything's the Phantom of the Megaplex.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, this is what's going on here. And he kind of thinks Merle might be it, but it's not Merle.
It is not Merle.
Merle's a sweetheart. He's trying to fix
He's doing his job.
He's
No
just trying to
one,
fix
no
the
one gives him
projector.
credit for what he does. He basically runs the place.
Exactly.
No movies would be shown without Merle.
Or Racy Lacy.
Mostly Merle.
Yeah, but also
He
Racy.
like runs the projectors.
Yeah, no, I guess so. That's fair. At this point in time, or several points in time, I don't know if it's exactly here, Sean goes missing a lot. And they find him just tied up in the basement of the Megaplex. And they see a mysterious person in a cape. I don't know what they see that after, or like running around the corner at some point. But a few times we see a mysterious, you don't see their face, we see a cape like running around.
And he's the Phantom is wearing a mask.
Right.
Very
So,
Phantom of the
now
Opera.
we're like, hey, there actually might be a Phantom going on here.
And they definitely make it seem like movie Maven is the Phantom. But like as the audience, as adults watching this movie, you know that it's not him. Mickey Rooney would never do that.
Of course not.
No.
He's a sweetheart.
Of course.
He would never pretend to be a Chinese guy in a movie. Never.
Never, ever.
Never. Mickey Rooney?
No, never.
Not a chance. Come on, Joanna. Not a chance.
He's no Racy Lacey.
Wait a second. Well, that's true, I guess. Then this part I kind of liked is that, so we said the glimpses of Genevieve before, and there's issues in other movies that are going on, and they're all
somehow connected to the movie.
So there's Cyclone Summer, and there's
a giant fan,
which is like blowing everything in the theater, which is insane.
Okay, so it is quite a large fan.
Sure,
but
it's not a jet engine.
No, it would not do what it did to the audience. And somehow Pete is the only one who thought to unplug it. Everyone else is like, let's panic. And Pete's like, I'm going to unplug things.
No one thought to unplug it, and no one could make it there because the fan was too strong, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, and Pete, who is not really a big guy, like he's a typical 17-year-old, but I wouldn't say he's large.
For sure.
He's able to withstand the wind.
Yep. You ever see Jackass where they put things in the jet engine and have it blow out in the back and hit people?
No.
Oh my, it's one of the funniest sketches. There's like a guy sitting in a chair and they throw things on the front end of it so it just shoots out at him and it like pelts him with these things. It's hysterical.
That sounds like, what did they throw at him?
Like fruits and stuff like that. And then there's parts where they're on like rolling chairs and they just turn it on and just get like...
Okay, that sounds
fun. They
go
flying.
That sounds fun. I would do that.
We'll have to watch it.
Okay.
Another thing about to watch.
And let's get some rolling chairs.
Yeah. And watch it that way and fly back while watching it.
Yes, please.
All right, cool. Then we have Fade to Black. Again, this is just the lights go on and off. And we mentioned before glimpses of Genevieve. So it's the same situation. The only scenes that take place outside the movie theater are with the mother and her boyfriend. And the mother seems like it's not clear if she wants the boyfriend to propose at first, but the kids really like the boyfriend.
George? Is that his name?
Costanza, I think it was.
Yeah.
George
he sleeps under his desk.
Boyfriend.
So I will say that we see the mom at the beginning of the movie, and then we don't really see her again until maybe the middle. Yeah. And I forgot about her. I forgot she was on a date. I forgot she existed. I forgot everything about the mom and was kind of surprised when she popped up again.
I think they pop up when the car breaks down, right? Is the next time or something around that?
She's
or trying to go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
So their car breaks down, and they're having issues because they're supposed to go pick up the kids. Then there's issues at the theater, so Pete's like, "Hey, come here and pick them up," and they try to go, but the car breaks down, so they really can't get there.
And then they have a really weird conversation about plants.
Yeah.
In a pot.
Oh, I thought you would enjoy that because you like plants.
I mean, I do like plants. That is true. Yeah. But it was still a weird conversation.
I think you would understand it better than I would.
I did understand it, and I still thought it was weird.
Oh, well, alas.
Yeah.
So they're really just discussing engagement.
Through a plant repotting metaphor.
Yeah. It was very strange.
Good times.
Sean eventually makes it back. He thinks, so he's pointing the finger at Movie Mason. He's like, yeah, this guy is a menace to society, and he's messing everything up because he's the Phantom.
And Movie Mason is like, I would never, ever, ever ruin the art of cinema, except for not letting people into the movie that they want to see.
Except for what I did today.
Yeah. I would never do anything else to ruin the movie experience other than prevent people from experiencing the movie.
And that's when the younger brother and sister see him in the prop room in like the very, there's like 12
this
floors
is the
down
deepest basement in the history of basements. Yeah, it is... Like you said, 12 floors down, that's not an exaggeration.
Oh, no, it's
They
insane.
walk down a lot of stairs.
And there's nothing else on any of those other floors.
No, it's just the basement.
I think this is when the brother and sister think Merle is the Phantom around this part. But then they finally figure out it's not him because something else happens in a different theater while... Oh, they see the Phantom in the theater while Merle
is trying to fix the projector.
So now... Movie Mason's ruled out and Merle's ruled out. I guess it still could be Mason. He could be lying, but you know.
But he puts on a pretty good show.
Yeah, definitely.
Very heartwarming. Kind of creepy that he seems to live in the basement of the theater. That's the impression I got.
It's Mickey Rooney, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Who's a better actor, Mickey Rooney or Danny DeVito?
That's a good question. I will think about it.
All right. We'll get back to that later. Mm-hmm. It'll be my hot seat for you. Again, they find Sean tied up. Mr. Niedermeyer.
He went missing. He got tied up.
He gets missing basically
several
the entire time.
times.
I'm going to get into some of the other characters because I feel like we didn't really tap into them. So the nicknames have to do with the characters, what they're like doing.
They're the characters' characteristics.
Right. So you got Ricky Rules, and he just knows all the bylaws and rules and everything. He's a very by the book guy.
Future parliamentarian.
Yes, parliamentarian, definitely. He's British too. I forgot to mention that. Then we have Scary Terry, which is the name of a basketball player, which is very funny to me. And she just loves telling scary stories and like, what if this goes wrong? Like, oh, this could happen. Your head could fall
I
off.
once heard that this thing happened to this girl who did that thing. Yeah, very dramatic.
Yeah.
And she looked like the friend in The Princess Diaries.
Yes, you mentioned that when we were watching it. I remember that. Very true. Then we have Hillary Honey, who's just a sweetheart.
And
She's
she
a very
says things
nice
like
person.
sweetheart and honey.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
She's like the
Southern
mom,
charm.
the
Yeah.
theater mom, even though she's 16.
Exactly. Yeah. Then we have Question Mark, who's a guy named Mark who just asks a lot of questions, and every sentence just ends up as a question.
And then Racy Lacey,
Racy Lacey, my fave,
who just races around.
who just runs around and just like running. Like
Yeah,
a
she
mile a
doesn't
minute,
look
yeah.
around corners before moving,
no.
runs into people because she's moving too fast.
And she's not even like rushed. She actually kind of is rushing through things, but she's pretty good at her job. It seems like she does get a lot done.
Yeah, because she's so fast.
She's always sweeping things
She's
up.
racing.
And hanging up phones that are hanging up the hook.
Well, she didn't know that the mom was on the phone.
No, yeah.
I mean, it was just like
She
a
was doing her
payphone
job.
off the hook.
She was doing
Yeah,
her
she's
job.
doing her job.
She's
She's
great.
efficient. Give her a raise.
I think after Sean's tied up for the second or third time or whatever, the owner arrives there with the movie stars. And I guess before that, like the agent for the movie stars comes in. I didn't really care about that, so we'll just
Yeah,
skip over
that could have been
Didn't
skipped.
matter at all.
Yeah.
She
That
looked
was
kind of famous.
that
I
was
don't know who
filler.
she was. Yeah. And then finally they like walked on the red carpet. Movie Mason goes out onto the red carpet and he starts singing.
To entertain the crowd.
Right. Something about Hollywood. I don't
To
what's it called?
keep them calm.
The song, it's called "Hooray for Hollywood." Was the name of the song that he sings. Everyone loves it though, except for Sean.
Yeah, everyone's like, this old man singing is great. And Sean is like, this old man singing sucks.
Yep. And then the star of the movie, Madison Ashley Metz. Good thing she has 3 names. She is like in her like limo, or like is about to walk out, and Sean's like, "Shut the hell up" to her.
And she's like, bitch, I'm the star.
Yeah, and so Sean
Move
freaks out.
aside, Movie Mason is my date.
And she walks out, and she knows Movie Mason. They're besties.
Yeah.
They're good. They're
She's
really
like,
good pals.
Movie Mason is the one who encouraged me to enter acting.
Unbelievable.
And he's the best. And Sean is the worst. And Sean's like, you know my name?
And she's like, "No, I guessed. Fuck you." She doesn't say that, but
But it was on her face. She said it with
you
her
could tell.
eyes.
You could tell she was going to say that. If it was PG-13, they would have dropped the one F-bomb on that scene, I think. Definitely.
100%.
Somehow, Pete and the brother and sister end up on the roof. Not sure how that happened. I don't think it
They
matters.
are something to do with the inflatable dinosaur?
On the roof? Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah,
what it
I don't
was.
remember the exact situation.
I don't know. So they end up on the roof. The Phantom puts like a blanket over all of them and ties them all up together at the same time.
I thought the Phantom was going to tie them up and push them off the roof.
How cool would that have been?
End of movie. They all
It's a
die.
triple homicide. And it says like wasted and fades to black and that's it. And you just start over.
It's like a real, what was it, Toy Story 3?
Oh, with the mother who
Yeah.
was showing the... That was really funny. That was... Oh my God, that was great. I should start doing that to my parents too.
Alternate endings.
Yeah, so he ties all 3 of them up and like bounds them, and then the Phantom runs back in, and then the premiere of the movie starts. And this is when the inflatables we were talking about. There's like an inflatable dinosaur, this inflatable gorilla.
There are a lot of inflatables in this movie
There's
theater.
like 3 or 4. I don't know how many there are, but
It was a lot. And at first, I was surprised how many inflatables can one movie theater hold? And then I remember the basement.
yeah,
And it seems like they
that's
don't
true.
throw anything out.
It's like a King Kong versus Godzilla situation.
Yeah. And they just keep everything in the basement since the 1920s. And as a result, they have a lot of inflatables.
Yeah. Oh, we did mention earlier, which doesn't really matter. Pete gives Caitlin his bow tie,
Yes.
and
He
she's
does.
like, "This is the greatest thing that has ever happened in my life."
I think she was actually like, thanks, this is so cute.
She seemed to really like it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's into Pete. Not really a big Caitlyn fan, but
Why?
it seemed like the way Pete described her, she was very shallow.
Because of the bow tie?
Not because of the bow tie, but because Pete was like, yeah, she likes basically described Donnie, who's a dick.
Oh,
Dick
okay.
Donnie.
I
Donnie
guess so.
Dick.
Donnie Dicko?
Yeah, Donnie Dicko. And I'm thinking if she likes guys like Donnie, who is clearly a dick, why are you wasting your time on her?
I don't know if you could judge someone based upon the people they like. Can you?
Why not?
That seems
Judge people on a lot of
bizarre.
other things.
Like what?
Anything.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Sam.
No, I'll give that to you. That's fair. Somehow they get untied. They go to this scene. I hated the scene when they're like trying to scooch over to like the rail to like
Untie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
such.
It was weird.
It just made me anxious. So finally they get untied. They take this like Excalibur sword.
Yes. That Donnie had pulled out of
The rock
earlier.
Yeah.
And I think they said it's like every 10,000 pulls.
Right.
Someone,
And then Merle comes to the rescue. He's like, oh yeah, there's this little
you unplug
switch,
it.
little switch on the side.
Yeah.
So they turned it off. A lot of things, just turning off switches, huge part of this movie.
Which is kind of the most realistic part.
Just turn it off and turn it on.
Yeah.
It's like restarting a computer. Simple as that.
Oh, this thing won't stop? Unplug it.
So
There. It stopped.
so they take the sword out. He like jumps off the balcony and like slices the inflatable dinosaur open. And
Which seems very dangerous.
yeah, no, I agree. That was pretty dangerous because it's gonna deflate and you're just gonna fall. Kind of.
Yeah. Which he did.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
And they see the like shadow of the Phantom behind the screen, and Pete goes
To fight the Phantom.
without the sword.
And there's just a really big fight scene. And it seems very violent.
Oh,
And
hell
there's
yeah.
a room full of people.
doing
and
nothing.
not a single one goes to help Pete.
It's just like the
Not a single one.
wind part where he turns the fan off by himself. He's the only one
Yeah.
that takes any action.
Everyone
here.
is like, there's a 17-year-old, a child in the eyes of the law, fighting someone who tried to kill us. Let's not help him.
Let's watch.
Yes,
we're
let's
moviegoers.
watch.
Let's watch this movie.
Yes.
Maybe they thought it was a show.
Maybe.
It was all part of the movie.
Maybe.
Midnight Mayhem. I don't know. It was stupid.
I mean, not even his mom went to help. Was she in the theater or was she
I don't
out
know
of
if
the
she was in
theater?
at the time. I think she was out, maybe in the hallway.
She was out in the
or
hallway.
something.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she gets a pass.
Yeah. The
And
mother-
so does the boyfriend because he was with her. They get a pass. I'm sure mom would have went to help.
That's fair. That's fair.
But everyone else, assholes.
Especially
All of
Karen.
them. Oh.
Come on, Karen.
You know what Karen gets a pass too? She's
No,
13.
Karen doesn't
She's
get a-
13.
Brian gets a pass. Karen does not get a pass.
You know what? Donnie could have redeemed himself by going to help Pete.
Yep.
He could have, but
Also,
he didn't.
Racy Lacey gets a pass. She's probably tired.
I don't think Racy Lacey was in the theater. Everyone who was outside of the theater gets a pass. But the action star who was in the theater
Oh, yeah.
and
they
looked
could
very
help.
muscular
Yeah.
and tough definitely doesn't get a pass.
Madison Ashley Metz. She doesn't get a pass.
No, not at all.
Well, no, these people get passes. So there's a fight behind. I forget what happens. They either go through the screen or they come in front of the screen at some point. I don't know. And the Phantom is demasked.
And it's Sean McGibbon,
It's the general manager from the beginning of the movie.
who I don't know if we mentioned, but he was up for promotion but didn't get it.
Yeah, it was given to like the son of the owner or something like the nephew.
So Sean McGibbon, demasked, he's the Phantom. And then the owner is like, the show must go on. And then Sean McGibbon is not escorted from the
Well,
building.
not even that.
He stays there.
Right, before that, the owner like calls him the wrong name, and Sean's like, "You always call me the wrong name. You don't even know who I am. This is bullshit." And everyone's like, "Get out of here, Sean. Bye. Bye, Felicia." And then he's just chilling. And he'd rather kick some
Yeah.
ass. He's like, you're banned forever. And he doesn't leave.
Yeah, he's just like,
And no one
I'm
cares.
gonna stay.
And no one cares.
I'm staying. Yeah. Everyone's like, we don't care that you just tried to kill us and also fought a child.
They care so
You
little.
can stay.
Yeah, they care so little that the director of the movie goes to Sean after this all happened. He's like, I'm going to make a movie out of this, what just happened tonight, and I want you to be involved. So he wants them to write a movie with him.
We're going to do the opposite of punish you. You're going to be rich and famous.
What clearly they're just doing to, make fun of Sean. But I think he would, I think he'd still do it.
I think so.
For sure. Do they eventually show the movie? I don't know.
I think maybe they move into a different theater.
Maybe. It's possible. We have two big things still happen. One is that the mom's boyfriend, in front of everyone there, proposes.
Yay!
And she says yes.
Yay!
And Mason gives him like a fake,
a prop ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna a pop ring pop.
Oh, that would have been sweet.
That meant literally.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had one of those?
That I can remember, definitely summer camp.
Oh, so a very, very long time ago. Me too, I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of them.
I was.
Because of the plastic part. You couldn't like eat it like a lollipop. So
No.
I didn't really care for
it was a ring pop, not a lollipop.
It became like a binky kind of when you put it in your mouth.
Yeah, but that was like a cool binky because it was a ring pop.
Oh, that was cool in your parts?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from Utica. I've never heard of that being cool.
It's an original dialect.
Yes, it goes in the prop ring. She says yes. Everyone starts cheering. And wait a second. Someone's given the promotion. Oh, Pete is given the promotion to senior manager. Right. And he's like, no,
I'm 17 and I am still in school.
I'm going to work fewer hours and I'm actually going to take the night off. Is that okay? And I think he says okay. I also gives him money for a date.
Yes.
He gives him $50 for a date with Caitlin. I'm assuming. I don't know.
I would assume Caitlin.
I think she was still there, right?
Yeah, she was. She stuck around.
Yeah.
She didn't help him in the fight, but she stuck around.
Yeah. Well, so that's enough for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the theater owner ended up being a nice guy, kind of. He every time he spoke, you thought he was going to be mean, and then it ends in a nice way.
Yes.
Literally
Except
every
with
time
Sean.
he spoke.
He did not like Sean or just didn't care for Sean.
Definitely did not like Sean.
So Sean had some legitimate gripes, but not to
Yeah, and Sean seemed
be a
like he was
psycho.
good at his job.
yes.
Before,
Yes.
all the Phantom
to an
stuff.
extent, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And then, lastly, Pete just basically learns to lighten up and not be such a workaholic, especially at the age of 17, because he's going to burn out, which is what the mom always warns him is going to happen.
Well, now he has a girlfriend, so yeah.
He's got those $50 dates.
Go Pete.
Do you think they got pizza?
They got pizza.
That's pretty cool. I hope they got pizza.
They got Pizza Hero.
And they saw the movie. That's what they did on their date.
They got a Pizza Hero and saw the movie.
That's pretty cool. I don't blame them for doing that.
Yeah, seems like a good time.
Yeah. All right.
That was Phantom of the Megaplex.
What did you think of this movie?
What a crazy movie. I don't think I would watch it again. Not in the top echelon of movies for me, of Disney Channel movies.
How dare you?
Did you love this movie?
As a kid, I loved this movie. I saw this movie a lot of times. Probably 5 to 10 times growing up, if I had to guess. I haven't seen it since then, so it's been a very long time. But I basically knew what happens in this. Definitely knew what happens in this movie. I loved it as a kid. I don't love it now, but I still enjoyed it and liked it and would watch it again. Not today or anything, but
But tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's been a month. Give it a month. And I would watch it again. Yeah, I really do like this movie.
All right, we will agree to disagree.
All right. I'm right and you're wrong, but alas.
Again, agree to disagree.
Do you want to do our questions first, or do you want to get into some of the facts about the movie?
I want to hear some facts about this movie.
Let's get to facts then. Fact number 1. It's written by Stu Krieger, who did Xenon.
Ooh.
And also, this might become to a shock to you. Also did the third Xenon movie.
I was gonna say Xenon the sequel, but that's the second. I don't know what the third
I think
is.
he didn't do the second.
Is it like a Aladdin scenario where Robin Williams wasn't the genie in the second?
No, he was. When we went over this, Robin Williams was the genie.
No, Robin Williams was the genie in the first and the third Aladdin, but not the second.
Oh, I thought you meant the new one that just came out.
Oh no, not the new one.
I didn't realize that. I don't think I ever saw the second or third Aladdin movies.
Well, you could skip the second because Robin Williams
Who's
is
the
not
genie
the genie.
in the second one?
I don't know. Not Robin Williams.
Oh, is it Will Smith?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be pretty fun. Just like 20 years apart. It was directed, I mean, who cares? By Blair True. I don't know what else they did. Here's the first fun fact.
Okay, I'm ready.
So this movie, Phantom of the Megaplex, is loosely based upon the Phantom of the Opera.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed.
And the weird thing is, like, I didn't think about this at first, is the titles of the two are similar.
Phantom of the
and then the
opera
last,
and mega. Okay, there we have it.
and
we have
and
it.
if you think about it, so those are different words and everything, but opera and megaplex are both like places where you'd like
watch things,
like there'd be entertained,
like shows.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I know, right?
my mind is completely blown.
I was reading the fun facts on IMDb, and I was like, oh my goodness,
that is the funnest fact.
Yeah, so
the funnest factist.
Just want to make sure you knew that.
Thank you.
There's also an IMDb review that I want to read.
I'm so excited for this.
Let me get ready for this one.
Are you gonna sing? Are you gonna sing it in a voice? Are you gonna say it in a voice?
No, I'm gonna say it normal. So this is an IMDb review by, I don't know who it was. I just copied and pasted it. I think that this movie was good. You have to remember that this was a Disney movie, and it is meant for kids to enjoy. Most adults would think it's a waste of time watching and give it a bad rating, but kids will like it. Some of the actors could have been played by better actors, and they could have made it longer, but I still liked it.
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. That was great work.
I didn't know Roger Ebert had an IMDb account. I didn't know he knew how to work computers. It's really fan. I mean, honestly, that's the movie. That's what that guy wrote is this movie.
Why do we even record? We should have just read that and called it a day.
That could actually be the same for every movie we've watched so far, except for Johnny Tsunami. I'm just gonna read that for every single. But yeah, I really related to that one. Some of the actors, I mean, a lot of the actors in this weren't like a ton of stuff, but like smaller things. The mother was in Under Wraps.
Was she a mom in Under Wraps?
I think she was either the main mother or one of the other kids' mothers. I'm assuming the main mother.
Okay.
But I don't 100% know. The boyfriend was in Death Note. The boyfriend of the mother. I'm assuming
new Death Note,
the
live action one, or was he like a voice in the animated one?
I guess it could have been that because I didn't really recognize him. But I didn't really remember the movie that well. It was like a couple
I tried
years
to
ago.
forget it.
It was okay.
The manga was better.
Yeah, the show.
The anime.
Yes.
I like the manga.
Well, fine. He definitely wasn't in the manga. I can tell you that.
You know that.
Zeke, who is played by Daniel Descal Santo, who I don't even know who that is.
I feel like Zeke, was he the movie star?
Either the movie star or like the friend of the bully. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
He plays Gretchen's boyfriend in Mean Girls. The one that's cheating on her.
Oh, what an ass. Okay, so then it would have been the friend, not the movie star.
Younger.
Yeah, the movie star would
Hopefully.
be too old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
And April's friend, who I think is April, is the one that stands up in the theater and like yells during the movie. The younger sister's friend. So the second friend She's in The Other Me. I didn't really see who she was in The Other Me. And she's in Cadet Kelly, which is a movie we'll watch in the future.
Okay.
Have you heard of Cadet Kelly before?
I feel like I've heard you mention it. And maybe one of your friends was excited for Cadet Kelly?
No, just
maybe?
me. Just me.
Just you?
Yeah, just me.
All right.
100% just me. And yeah, so that's all my info for this. Let's get to our questions.
You go first.
Who would you ship?
Movie Mason and
I
the
don't
theater.
like where this is going. Okay. He's going to fuck the theater?
No. They're just going to be...
He's going to kiss the theater?
I mean, he might kiss it.
Okay.
He probably has,
You think
TBH.
he's kissed the theater?
Yeah. I think, not like... I don't think he's put his lips to the walls, but I feel like he's kissed his hand.
Like French kissed it?
No,
Like
Sam.
cheek. Not like French kissing. Like kissing like French people
mwah,
do.
mwah.
Yeah.
No, I think he's like touched his hand to his lips and then put his hand on the theater walls.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like a mezuzah.
He moves in the theater.
Yeah, he
okay.
moves in the theater.
That makes a lot of sense. I said Racy Lacey and Pete.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, I can see them getting along. They're both like workaholics and, you know.
Yeah, I think Racy Lacey had more character depth than Caitlin.
Oh, certainly. Caitlin, there wasn't much to her.
She just giggled a lot.
Yeah. And it was kind of like messed up that she just went on a date with another guy, basically.
And then like walked in with that guy and walked out with Pete.
Yeah, that was weird.
She was like, oh, Pete can get me into the premiere, so...
Yeah, I didn't care for
he's
that.
my guy.
I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm down with that. What would you change in this movie?
This is a distinction between being a movie for kids and a movie for adults. But I thought it would be less obvious who the Phantom was. That's what I would change.
I agree. They did everything that they could to make it seem like Movie Mason was the Phantom, but yeah, disgruntled employee that didn't get a raise that he deserved. Definitely the Phantom.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And he was always gone.
Yeah, for long periods of time.
So it had to be him.
I would have preferred if they hadn't had their regular movies before the premiere.
Oh, just
I know
had-
it kind
okay.
of, just destroys the movie because half the plot was that they had to empty the theater out. But that was the least realistic part. If they were having a really big Hollywood premiere, they would have just shut the theater down to get ready.
It's true.
And had the premiere.
I agree.
And probably for security reasons, they wouldn't have been able to anyway.
Yeah, what if someone put some silly putty under someone's seat or something?
What if someone stuffed the theater full of inflatables to trap everyone inside?
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Definitely not. That's dangerous.
Jeez. Tobin, why'd you even say that?
I just have a weird imagination.
Yeah, seriously. Freak. Who would you most want to hang out with?
I feel like you're going to give me some shit for this. Karen.
Yeah, I can see. You sway toward Karen. I could see it.
I feel like if I were 13 years old, I would have wanted to hang out with Karen.
I'm going to throw a new one out there.
Okay.
Who would you least want to hang out with from this movie?
Oh, Brian, the little brother. He was so annoying.
Oh, I didn't really mind Brian.
Ugh.
I would say Karen's friend who yelled in the theater.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
She's a psycho. What was she doing?
Yeah, even Karen was like, stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to the manager. He's my brother.
I didn't care for that.
Yeah. All right. We're on the same track there.
But for most of what I hang out with, this might be a little bit of a stretch here. But I said Hillary Honey because she's very nice.
Oh, she was nice. That's true.
She'd make me feel good.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I want to hang out with Hillary Honey too.
It's funny 'cause she's in the movie like 3 scenes.
Yeah, sweetie. That's a really good one.
Sam, you tried your best at the podcast. It wasn't good, but you tried your best.
Oh, honey.
Oh, bless your heart. And the last one is...
Favorite scene.
Okay. Do you want to start or want me?
I'll start. My favorite scene was the hockey cleanup.
Me too.
Yeah.
Can we get a high five? Let's do this. Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
It's
that
the
was
best.
great.
It's
Yeah.
the best scene. It's so
Hands
stupid.
down.
Everyone cheering. Oh, it's
Everyone
everything.
falling over the gumballs
The
when they could have
whole-
just
oh my
not
God.
stepped anywhere. Oh, it was great. It was great.
Great slapstick humor
Yeah.
right there. Real Marx Brothers situation. Oh, I didn't even think of it. That slap. That's funny. Didn't even cross my mind.
I thought that's why you said it.
No, not at all.
Yeah, of course it is. You knew that.
And now for the part we've all been waiting for. Hot seat. You first.
Ouch, my seat is hot. Okay. So this is a two-parter.
Oh, no.
What is the weirdest job that you've had?
That is so funny. I'm going to break the order real quickly. My 2 questions were one of the best and one of the worst jobs you've ever had.
Yeah, my job was, what's the weirdest job you've had and what was your favorite job?
Okay. So we'll just answer each other's questions, basically.
Okay.
All right. So the weirdest job I ever had, it's not overall weird, but knowing my personality, it'd be wrong for me to do it, is that I worked for it was like for like 2 days, 3 days. I worked for this place that threw parties for children. And it was like a small enclosed area. I don't even know like what kids would be doing there. I think I was like 18 years old. But like they had just threw parties there. And the kids were like dancing and like there's like one video game. It's a very strange situation. And I was the only boy who was working there. The rest were all like cheerleaders and like dancers. They were like 17 to 20 years old. Or like 6, I don't know what age groups, but I can't remember when this even happened. I think it was 18 or 17. And I was the only guy there. And I was so out of place because I'm not like a high energy kind of guy or anything like that. And like out smoking or anything. So I worked there like 2 occasions. And then I think they just never like contacted me again, or I didn't respond to them. I forget how it worked. But I never got paid either. I worked like twice, like 2 parties, and didn't get paid at all.
All right. So first of all, I once worked a job. I worked at a running store and then I only worked for 2 days. Also never got paid. But the thing that I was going to say for weirdest job was kind of similar. A friend and I in college were hired to be like party girls. I feel like that's not the right way to say it. At someone's bar mitzvah.
Like the dancers?
Yeah,
and
like
stuff
the
that?
dancing to get the
Oh,
13-year-olds
that is so
dancing.
funny. Like work for like an MC or DJ company, whatever.
Yeah, but we were just like 2 college students that knew a friend of someone's mom who blah,
Sure.
blah, blah. And I remember us talking to her before the bar mitzvah, and she was like, do you know how to break dance? And we both looked at each other like, no. So we just went around during this bar mitzvah trying to get these 13-year-olds to dance. And at one point, we were both doing the same thing, like clapping our hands above our head and like doing like, a step to the beat. And all the kids started doing it too.
Oh my
like
God.
like we were going to teach them a dance.
Yeah.
And we just looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck do we do now?
That is very funny.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Did you get paid for that one at least?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
We got paid. I don't remember what we got paid, but I feel like at least for a college student, it was a lot.
Oh, those bar mitzvahs are a big cash cow, I would
Yeah.
say.
And like they paid us whatever they paid us. And they were like, and here's a tip. And we're like, sweet.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what was the best job you ever had?
So I'm only talking like jobs when I was a teenager or like
Yeah,
within
we're not gonna
college.
talk about-
Yeah. One summer I was a tennis court attendant. And at the time I was also on the tennis team. So I just spent the summer assigning tennis courts to people. And if someone's partner either didn't show up or like if it was doubles and someone didn't show up or whatever, I would step in and play tennis. And if no one was there, I'd practice my serve. And just got really good at tennis that summer.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. And it was, only busy on the
Private
weekends.
employer or is this their...
This was a town park.
Oh,
so,
okay. So it was for the state. Yeah.
on top of that, I also joined the New York State retirement system.
Very cool.
Yeah, at the age of 15.
Not a bad deal there.
I'm fully vested.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
What was your favorite job?
Do internships count?
Sure.
Okay, so I worked for the Long Island Lizards, which is a lacrosse team on Long Island.
Yeah.
I knew very, very, very little about lacrosse going into it. And by the end of the summer, I knew the same amount about lacrosse. We did like advertising for the team. It's more like the behind the scenes stuff.
You were like marketing?
Sort of in a way. We did like everything for the team because it's very small. Like there was like the owner worked in the same office as us, and there was like 4 employees. So like it was like 4 employees and like 15 interns, and that was it.
I'm assuming this was an unpaid internship?
Yeah, it was unpaid. It was only like 1 or 2 days a week. It wasn't like a ton of work.
Yeah, whatever.
And then during the games, we'd like set up like signage on the side. It was like a nearby college where they played their games. And we'd get like free food, free drinks, everything during the game nights. I think I was either 19 or 20 years old, I want to say, when this was going on. And they were sponsored by Bud Light. So like the players would get just tons of Bud Light like for free after every game. They didn't get paid much. They got free Bud Light though because of the sponsorship. And
so they still didn't get paid much.
No. But they got free alcohols, which is pretty cool. So at the end of the night, we would like go up and eat like the food that was left over that no one ate, whatever. So there were like some perks to it, and there'd just be a ton of beer left over. And this one guy who was the owner and CEO, whatever, he was like, "Oh, you guys just take whatever." So like me and one of my friends who worked there, we would just take like racks of beer.
And you were like 19.
Yeah, we're like, he didn't know idea how old we were. Yeah, just take that.
He just assumed that you were...
Just throw it in his trunk and just have like, take like 60 beers.
Did you have a beard? Because he probably just assumed you're 30.
No. Oh, no. I looked like I was 13 probably at the time. I looked very, very young.
Well, you just switched the numbers around. That's 31.
I either was clean shaven or had like a chin strap. So definitely didn't look 21 years
strap.
old. Yeah.
Ugh. I can't believe you had a chin
so
strap.
those were, yeah, I was in college at the time. So it was the summer. I was in college. So half the time I'd be working in a deli, and then the other part I'd be
getting free beer.
Yeah. So it's pretty good deal. We would just bring the beer to the parties. That'd be us.
So you were the most popular kid.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Certainly. Yeah, so that was my favorite job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
So let's get into the Alexis Bechdel test. This movie has one person, sort of. So the soundtrack
Okay.
by Johnny Mercer. Do you know who that is?
Is he that guy that was born in the 1800s or whatever?
No, that was like Alfred
Newman.
Nickelbacker or something like that. No, it's not that person. Alfred Newman. This guy wrote a song or performed a song, I think, in Gilmore Girls in one episode. And also wrote the song "Hooray for Hollywood."
Nice. That Mickey
that
Rooney.
That movie Mason sings.
Yeah.
Before everyone comes into the theater.
All right.
Which is a real song, apparently. Who knew?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So it passes with like a C+.
Yeah, it's something, but not an actor. No one on screen. I don't recall exactly what your guess was for this movie, besides thinking it was Phantom of the Opera.
I think that was my guess.
So, you got it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Go me.
This one's a little bit harder for the next one. This next movie is called The Ultimate Christmas Present.
Ooh. I think it's going to be about a boy. Can we just skip the age range? Because I feel like all these movies are basically the age range.
About a boy.
Yeah, about a boy who gets the ultimate Hanukkah present.
What?
Yeah, that's the twist.
Oh
the
my
movie
God.
is called Ultimate Christmas Present, but it's about a boy who gets the ultimate Hanukkah present.
That's such a good guess.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he gets a brand new menorah.
But that's his Christmas present.
Yeah, his Christmas present is a menorah.
And it converts him to Judaism.
Yes. And his Hanukkah present is a puppy.
Oh, that's true. I think you were going to say Christmas tree. Okay. That's a great guess. We'll see if we're right. It would be really funny if it is just a present that's a puppy and that's it.
I'd watch that movie.
Well, we're going to watch it.
Actually, I wouldn't because that sounds like You Lucky Dog, and I didn't like that.
We're going to watch it anyway, so congrats. All right. Anything else you want to add before we jettison?
Just that everyone should, of course, subscribe if you are not already subscribed to this podcast, wherever you download your podcasts. Give us a review. Honest reviews are welcome. 5-star reviews are preferred. Follow us on Instagram at Disney Channel Original Noobies. And if you want to
you can also email us.
Yeah, you can email
at
us.
dconoobies@gmail.com.
And that's for puppy pictures. We do like puppy pictures. I personally also like kitten pictures. And if you just want to, say hey, let us know how you're doing, that's cool too. And that's all. That's all I have to say. How about you?
I have nothing to add.
I said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have our next episode out quicker than this one, so don't you fret.
So 28 days instead of 31 days.
And other than that, we'll catch you all next time.
Trying to think of something from the movie.
Doot 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 doot.
Doot doot.